Good evening, Internet. My name is Michael, and I'm here to review some stuff for you. Tonight we're doing a first. I'm taking a look at a movie that I actually went out to the theaters to watch, the Bourne Legacy. So I don't have a DVD to read the back or show you the cover for. This movie is the newest Bourne movie. It's not part of the trilogy because it doesn't have Jason Bourne in it. In fact, it really doesn't have anybody from the previous movies in it. There's about two characters that actually showed up before in some of the movies that are in this one, and that's it. I'll try not to have any spoilers in this review, so you can go out and see it for yourself without getting spoiled. First off, the plot pretty much is that actually at the same time that Jason Bourne was doing all the stuff at the end of Bourne Ultimatum, there's a bunch of other stuff going on because it turns out that the higher ups that were behind the higher ups in 3, that wasn't high enough. There's actually more higher ups, higher up than them, behind even more conspiracies and even more programs that aren't actually affiliated with the CIA, but their head doctor and the head doctor from the Bourne Ultimatum are friends. So basically, when all the stuff ends at Bourne Ultimatum, where the public finds out about everything, uh, the main guys in charge of all these other programs decide to stop the programs and erase them. And then we come to our main character, whose name is Aaron Cross. He's out in Alaska doing field training, and the purge begins with him, or it begins, and while he's out there, that's what part where you see in the trailers where there's like a drone shooting missiles at him. That was pretty cool. After that, there's also stuff with a doctor that works for the program that's developing the stuff. Basically, this program isn't like the Treadstone one where they're making assassins. What they're doing is making really, really good deep cover agents. And actually, unlike Treadstone, nothing's going wrong with any of the agents. They've been genetically modified. They take these special pills. Basically, it makes them a little bit better physically and a bit smarter, which is a really big key point for the main character, Aaron Cross. I won't spoil it for why it's so important to him. Just go out and see it. After that, he teams up with the doctor. After some stuff happens with her, they go to fix him up in Manila, and then stuff happens there, and then that's the end of the movie. On a whole, the plot is actually really convoluted. It's more convoluted than like the previous Bourne movies. And in all honesty, I gotta say, this movie would have been a lot better if it hadn't had any connection to the Bourne trilogy at all. Pretty much the only thing in here that has any connection at all is they mention the program that Jason Bourne was in. They mention Jason Bourne like 2 or 3 times. They show his picture, they show his name, a couple characters mention him, but more it's just sort of a nudge nudge wink wink type thing to the audience to say like, hey, we're in the same universe and stuff. The only character that really has anything to do with the previous movies is the character of Pamela Landy, the CIA lady who was helping Bourne out at the end, and she kind of gets a raw deal at the end of the movie. She's only in the movie for about 30 seconds, and kind of I won't go into any more, so I don't want to spoil anything. Other than that, as far as the action scenes of the movie, they're pretty good. The stuff with um, the drone was decent. One of the cooler things is he wrestles a wolf. You got to see the movie to find out the context, but it was pretty kick-ass. There's also a chase scene, this time in Manila. The chase scene was a little ridiculous. It involves like the guys on a Alan Cross and the girls they're on a motorcycle being chased by another assassin from yet another super spy program. They got like 30 or 40 of them. They don't really say how many, but there's too many. So there's this other like crazy super spy or a super assassin who's trying to kill him. He's chasing him around. He chases him around in a car. Then he chases them around on a motorcycle and shooting at them and stuff. And the motorcycle chase was a little ridiculous. That was mostly cool, but near the end, there's a person that gets kicked off a motorcycle, and their body goes flying around like a rag doll. It's CGI, and it just looks really, really stupid, and honestly, kind of takes you out of the movie. Um, Another thing that's kind of different about this one is that Aaron Cross, sorry, he's not really as badass as Jason Bourne was. He does good, but he's just they don't really show him doing anything like really really spectacularly awesome. And he actually the girl doctor helps out a lot, actually a lot more than like Maria ever did or the woman from Three. But anyway, my final thoughts on this movie is that the plot's pretty decent, the action's pretty decent, aside from a couple of scenes that are just kind of silly looking. So, this movie, as an action movie, in and of itself, separated from the rest of the Bourne movies, I'll give it a 5. However, if you're actually going to take it like they're trying to advertise it, that it's part of the Bourne series, I have to give it a 4. It just doesn't hold up to the other three. Anyway, that's all I got to say about this movie. I do recommend you see it, but I would wait till it comes out on video and rent it that way. Anyway, that's all I have for this time, and stay tuned next time where I'll review something else.